Hi everyone, this is Tony.
And Lori.
Hey, this is Memorial Day, and this is our first trip of the summer to go see some Minnesota wineries, which we realize we haven't done a very good job of over the last several years. We call ourselves wine drinkers and we love wine, but most everything we've ever done wine trip wise has been outside of the state. So we're on our way down to see Four Daughters this afternoon and just check out their winery. We've heard a lot of really good things about them from friends in the area, so we're going to make our way down. And so we're at home right now. We're just about ready to leave, and we have all the liquids, the waters, and everything else. It's always important to drink a lot of water when you're going to be drinking wine. So especially, it's about an hour and a half drive for us to get down there. So here we go. We're on our way. Hello, we're back from our trip down to, I guess it's Spring Valley is their address.
Okay.
I believe. It's, it's between Grand Meadow and Spring Valley. It's Four Daughters. And as you can see, at least my hair is really wind whipped. We tried to take a shot as we were leaving and that wind was just killing us.
26-mile-an-hour winds.
And it felt like 50 for sure.
Yeah.
But in fact, we saw a bunch of dust storms on the way back. That was pretty amazing. But anyway, we really enjoyed our tasting at Four Daughters. We had a really nice, quick chat as we were checking out with one of the owners, Vicky Vogt is her last name, and she was giving us a little history on why they started the winery. So that was really kind of neat to hear. So we'll just share with you some of the favorites. You might even be able to see it in over Lori's shoulder there. We did come back with a couple of wines, but we'll tell you what we felt we really enjoyed. So
yeah, so starting with the whites, we both just our favorites were the same. We
pretty
both,
much. We might have varied on our number ones or twos on the whites.
Yeah, the white. So I had originally picked the first one, which was the Afro Grigiac, which was the Pinot Gris type wine, and it had a great acidity, very well balanced. But like Pinot Grigio, I can only really tolerate a glass or so just because of the acidity. But that's nothing against them. That's just the way the wine is. Those grapes are acidic. And then my second favorite was the white oak. But as I think about it more, if I'm going to have more than one glass, I would probably go for the white oak, just because it was more rounded. It was oaked, and to me, it was a much smoother experience. But like I said, that's just how those grapes are. So it's just personal preference. If I had to go with a third, I would have gone with the Estate Field Blend. It was just a very pleasant wine. Great. It seemed like a great patio wine. You could just easily sit on a patio with a cold glass of it and just sip.
Yeah, I was pretty much in the same ballpark there. I stuck with my favorite. My number one was the Afro Grigiac, because I really like the acidity. For me, it was very mouth-watering, and I really enjoyed that. My number two was the white oak, and then my number three was the same, the Estate Field Blend.
Yeah.
So those are really good. And
Very
we're
good
looking
whites.
off our
Yeah, we're
cheat
looking
sheet.
at
So if you're wondering what we're looking down at, that's
their wine
our
tasting notes.
Yeah, Lori did a great job on capturing
Scribbling.
all of it as we were doing tasting. So
So that was the whites.
that was the whites.
I'll have more in the blog about, the specific whites and what we thought of each one and just what our take on it was, as well as maybe add some notes that they included. So you can look for that in the blog.
And so for the reds, and again, referring to our notes here, for the reds, our number one favorite that we stuck with was the Sangiovese. We love Chiantis, we love Chianti Classicos, and this is one that's aged 4 years, and it showed. It was going toward a garnet color, so it was showing some of the age, but it was a very, very nice, very similar flavor profiles that you get on a typical Chianti. So that was really nice.
Yeah, well done.
And the number two that we both liked was the Big Boy blend, and that's a blend of Zinfandel with several other grapes that they got from Lodi.
Big wine.
Big wine. It's a big wine. Very tannic, very dry. But that was a very, very nice. I was going back and forth between that one and the Marquette MV, but I like the structure on the Big Boy a little bit better.
We picked the same.
And then if we went with a third, I think both of us had the Marquette MV. Oh no,
the Estate.
It was the Estate Marquette Nouveau.
Now, one of the big reasons I picked this would be my party favorite if I were throwing a party and it had a lot of people, not all being wine drinkers, but like to have a glass of wine. I think this had would hit a lot of palates well. I mean, it was very well done, easy drinking, smooth, almost a rosé-like.
It was almost rosé
than rosé,
but it was very fruity.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really fruity.
It did have a big fruit.
It had good acid, but it didn't have like the high acid
and it
that
was
a
that
rosé.
Sweet tart that I love too.
Yeah.
It has like some sweet notes, but some tart notes.
Yep.
So that one I really did enjoy too.
And so we didn't come back with a white. We were just talking about we maybe should have, but the ones that we did get were, this is the Estate Marquette Nouveau. And this is one where you're going to want to drink young. There's no tannins in here, no oak. So you get this, take it home and drink soon.
Yes.
It's a very, very fun wine. And the other one was the Sangiovese. And so that's the other one we got. And just for the price points on these, the Sangiovese was $27.95 per bottle. And the Nouveau wine was,
I may have written over the price.
You did write over that, I can't read it.
$25.95.
$25.95. So good prices for very nice bottles of wine.
It was a wonderful experience.
And you had something else about your feeling of the winery itself.
Yes, it was like being in a California winery. It was very well done, beautiful building, inside and out. Out in the middle of what seems like nowhere, but a lot of wineries are. That's where they're growing the grapes, so their vineyard was right there too. And I was very impressed, I have to say, with all the little towns we went through. It's Memorial Day today, so it was very touching to see all of the celebrations or just gatherings to remember, and the flags, and
every little town we went through,
yes,
were
they
flags,
were decked
loaded
out
with flags.
Yes, it was heartwarming.
Blooming Prairie, through Grand Meadow.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was a great day.
Beautiful drive in the country.
Yep. So it was a wonderful day to spend down there. Took us about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There, down there, hour and a half back. But
Probably
we're really
an hour back. That wind was
pretty strong. Yeah. I think we got 80 miles to gallon on the way back home. But anyway, thank you for watching. We hope this was helpful.
Yeah.
And this is our first time going through this, so give us any feedback.
VinoYay.com, and look for the blog. We'll be blogging about this experience as well. Thanks.